Welcome to the Board Game Bar, where we make drinks that pair with the games on your table. In this video, we're going to make the First Dawn, a drink specifically made to pair with Eclipse Second Dawn of the Galaxy. So let's jump into it.
Hey crew, so today we're going to be making the First Dawn. This is going with Eclipse Second Dawn, one of our all-time favourite games, so we had to go a little bit bougie with it. And the actual drink is just sort of what we like to drink, it's one of our favourites, so we wanted it to be something we enjoy. So we're going to start off with Angostura bitters, and just go 1 dash of that, or 2. Next up we have a beer syrup. So this one is basically just like a normal sugar syrup, but with beer instead of water. So equal parts beer and sugar, stir it down till the sugar dissolves and just sort of like let it simmer for a bit so it reduces. You end up getting like all the really nice flavors of the beer without sort of like any of the bitterness. Helps sort of bring out some of those like caramel flavors. So that's sort of what we're going for here. If you don't like beer, you can still drink this. It's really good. So we're gonna go 20 mils of our beer syrup. And then we're gonna follow that up with whiskey. So we're big whiskey aficionados. Today we've got Basil Hayden. Because it's an old fashioned, you're gonna taste the whiskey a fair bit. So if you've got a nicer-ish whiskey, wouldn't be a bad idea to use it for this. If you use, I mean, you can use a cheaper whiskey, but you're gonna be tasting. So use a whiskey that you would be happy to drink. And then we're gonna go with 2 shots of our Basil Hayden, which we're running very low of, and it makes me very sad. And there's our 2 shots. And that's it for this drink. So nice and easy, nice and quick. Now we're just gonna stir it. Generally old fashions are stirred because they're quite spirit forward. Chuck our ice in. We've got our little scoop this time. We're getting fancy. And then we're gonna stir. Nice and easy on that one. Gonna get our little whiskey glass in. You could serve this on the rocks if you wanted to. Serve it neat, however you enjoy the drink. It's quite up to you really. And then we're just going to pour this in. And there we have the First Dawn.
So the First Dawn. So what should I be expecting? Anything different from a normal?
So you're getting whatever whiskey you use, you're going to get flavors of that. The bitters is, again, 3 ingredients, you're going to taste all 3 ingredients. That's really what it comes down to. The beer syrup will sort of bring out more of the, especially because we're using a bourbon, it'll bring out more of those like honeyed flavors, caramel notes you sort of get from the new oak.
Yeah. I love that the hoppy kind of beerness comes through as well, but it's not overpowering. Like that's, it's not like, I wouldn't say it's a weird mixture. It's not a mixture that I would have thought would happen. But it's definitely like, it's a flavor that you kind of, you know, I kind of want to just try it just by itself. It's like beer can be quite sweet on its own. So I suppose the beer you have.
Yeah, it will be impacted by what beer you use.
It's very malty. Like it's funny because I taste less beer in this
than in that.
I actually taste the beer more in this.
Well, beer and whiskey are actually very, very closely related in how they, or what they start off as in life. So it's sort of, that's sort of the inspiration behind trying to put the two together. And again, like if you use like a stout like Guinness or something, you're going to get probably a much richer syrup and sort of the flavors that go along with that. Guinness would go really well with rum. If you want to do like a really, like a sort of light fruity beer, you could try it with gin. Like there's a lot of options depending on what beer you like and what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
But that's delicious. I like it.
Oh, yeah. And it goes well with the game.
It does.
It is definitely, I think, why it suits the game quite well is because it is a sipper. It's something you will slowly sip at through the night. I like serving it neat as well because then you're not going to lose it's not going to dilute or lose some of that flavor throughout. But you are going to be sipping it slowly.
Yeah.
So you're probably only going to drink maybe 2, could be 3 depending on how
your game's going.
Yeah, but
could be 4 if your game's really gone downhill.
Yeah, like it's not something you have big gulps of or things.
No.
You kind of just sip it and it will last you
Great drink though. You could add a garnish as well if you wanted to. Like a piece of honeycomb would be really nice on top. You could even, if you want to sort of, if you're using like a fruitier whiskey, you could chuck some orange on there. Whatever you want to do with it. This, I mean, it's an old fashioned. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but big difference is the beer syrup and just sort of things you can do with that.
And that is the First Dawn, a variation on a whiskey old fashioned. So join us while we drink the First Dawn while playing Eclipse Second Dawn of the Galaxy on Twitch. You can also watch us play and goof around on YouTube, and our social media, Discord and app links are below. Thanks for joining us in this video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks, team.
Fun.
Oh my gosh, she's just got to constantly.
No.
But there is also the manual mute button, duct tape.
Oh yeah, we can definitely do that.